Imagine, if you will, stepping into the delightful world of assessment with the same zest and passion with which one might approach a fine French souffle. Yes, today, my dear educators and proctors, we embark on a culinary journey of sorts. But instead of butter, flour, and eggs, our ingredients are Chromebooks, test tickets, and a dash of vigilance. Voila! Let us whisk together the perfect blend of preparation and care as we guide our students through the Vermont Comprehensive Assessment Program, VTCAP, ensuring a souffle that rises to the occasion rather than falls flat on the exam table. As I always say, no one is born a good proctor. One learns by doing. Let's master the art of standardized assessment. Today on the Proctor's Prep Kitchen.
This episode of the Proctor's Prep Kitchen is made possible by a grant from the Polaroid Foundation. Polaroid. For some reason, teenagers are using it again.
Before the assessment, or as I like to call it, the banquet of brains. First, you must marinate in the training video. A delightful appetizer to the main course it is. And you're doing that right now. What a good little proctor you are. Well done. Give students a chance to take the practice test, similar to allowing them a peek into the oven to see a cake baking. They get an early sense of what's coming, building confidence for the main event. Practicing is as simple as clicking a link. Contact your VTCAP support team if you need assistance with this. The Test Administrator's Manual, TAM, is your recipe book. Read it to fully understand the necessary preparations and procedures. Clear your classroom of any instructional garnishes that might give away the answers. This includes sweeping away or covering the spices of knowledge that adorn your walls. Bulletin boards, dry erase boards, rubrics, writing guides, word walls, hundreds, charts, fact tables, etc. Just as a chef clears the counter to focus on the dish at hand, ensure your space is primed for the pure art of assessment, unaided by the usual tools and references. Arrange your young chefs, students, in a manner that prevents peeking. After all, every souffle is a surprise until it's done. Ensure all tools of the trade, Chromebooks, scratch paper, pencils, are at the ready. And earbuds, don't let them share. That's like double dipping your spoon. If you are in need of earbuds, be sure to contact your tech support professional prior to assessment. As you've cleared the room of instructional garnishes, it's time to signal the start of our gourmet exam session. Hanging the testing "Do Not Disturb" sign on your classroom door is essential. This ensures the environment remains as undisturbed as a chocolate mousse setting in a chiller, crucial for the perfect outcome of both dessert and assessment. And before the grand testing begins, make certain you've distributed the student test tickets. Remember, these tickets are secure test items. Collect them after each test. A dash of test security. Protect the integrity of your exam as you would your secret recipe. No pictures, copying, or sharing of the test's delicate flavors. Your presence in the room is the essential ingredient, ensuring the testing process is smooth and uninterrupted. Be the attentive proctor circulating your classroom without allowing yourself to be distracted by grading or other work. Cell phones and other devices must be stored away, much like putting away the kitchen gadgets to focus on the art of cooking. For students who require a cell phone for medical purposes, the phone should remain within Bluetooth range but not be in the student's possession. Identifying and pointing out test questions students did not complete during the test session is not allowed. However, as a general part of instructions, students can be reminded that they should be sure to answer each question. Be sure to report any test security incidents to your school coordinator for VTCAP. These are events such as student access to unapproved device material, cheating, sharing, posting, or copying of secure test materials, students engaging with the incorrect assessment, wrong student or grade level, or a technology issue that interrupts the test session. A student can resume an unfinished test as long as it is within the testing window. It's also important to note that most students will be taking adaptive math assessments. The AOE has informed us that during these exams, students will not be able to revisit previously answered questions. Be sure to make your students aware of this fact. The VTCAP login process, a recipe for success, begin at the portal to our kitchen, vt.adamexam.com, and follow the steps to log in as smoothly as butter spreads on warm bread. Select the Proctor login button. Enter the test code and Proctor password. Create your Proctor group with a dash of personal flair, ensuring every detail from your name to your email is added with care. For your Proctor group name, put your school initials and your last name. For example, BPMS, Langevin. You should be automatically logged into the Proctor dashboard. On the right side under Actions, you will see the test code. Write this on the board for students. You'll also notice a seal code. Don't provide this to students until it is time for them to begin part 2 of the test. Students can now log in. As they join, approve each student. To do this, simply click the check mark next to each student. Prepare your students for their login, guiding them with the patience and precision of plating a fine dish. First, students must sign out of their Chromebooks. At the screen's bottom, students need to gently tap Apps as they would select the appropriate utensil for dining. From the menu that appears, students will choose the option that says TN. On the next screen, students will click Vermont. Students will enter the test code that you've written on the board. Students will type in their student ID number from their test ticket, then click Next with the anticipation of a chef awaiting the oven's ding. Students will be asked to confirm the test they are taking as well as their names. And once again, click Next. And this is the point where you, my percolating VTCAP proctor, as head chef, will begin approving students. If a student has issues with their device and needs to log back into a test, the proctor will need to click Reseat to let them log back in. You'll see this button in the same spot where you initially approved students. If you're unsure of what a button does, simply hover over it to see. Once you've reached this point, you've prepared the classroom for their first session of VTCAP. That's a nice little system. When time is up, it is fine to exit your proctor dashboard. However, it is a very good idea to jot down the test code from your dashboard, like keeping a backup of your grandmother's cherished recipe. Absolutely invaluable. But fret not. Should this precious code wander off, our tech support team, those invaluable assistants, stand at the ready to retrieve this information for you. As students finish, they may click Submit, sending their test out like a perfectly garnished dish to be savored. Students who haven't finished may log out. Rest assured, upon their return to this examination, they'll pick up right where they left off. And now we shall embark on the preparation for part 2 of our test. We'll move through these steps with the brisk efficiency of one who knows their kitchen inside and out. But remember, there is no rush. Feel free to pause the video at any time to truly absorb and imprint this information onto the canvas of your mind. The process for starting part 2 follows similar steps as the first session. Click the green Proctor login button. Log in using the test code and Proctor password that was emailed to you from Adam. Now it is finally time for the seal code. Give your students the seal code from the first session. You can easily find it on your Proctor dashboard or Proctor ticket. Click the receipt button for each student. Students will follow the same process as before. The only difference will be that they have a screen asking them to enter a seal code. Remember, the essence of proctoring, much like cooking, becomes clearer with practice. Hopefully, after our second year of VTCAP, the possible stress surrounding these procedures have largely dissipated. The potential hiccups are within your control, much like seasoning a dish. Read the script aloud, ensuring every student tastes the same standard of testing environment. And as hard as it may be, refrain from assisting them with their tasks. This is their moment to shine, to show off their skills, just as a chef presents their signature dish. After the feast, dispose of all scratch paper with care, ensuring no piece of this confidential recipe falls into the wrong hands. Into the secure shred bin they go. Earbuds are personal items. Like a chef's favorite knife, they may be kept by the student. Bon appetit, or rather good luck, my fellow educators and proctors. May your VTCAP journey be as fulfilling and joyous as a feast prepared by me, Julia Child.